And I don't really know if that's meant to be like a legit assumption or something super rude. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I asked you all to send me some things that you assume about me, and I'm going to be answering whether they are true or false. I asked all these questions over on Instagram, so if you're not following me over on Instagram, you might want to give me a follow over there. I'll leave my handle right here, but I really like to interact with you guys through Instagram, and sometimes I ask for video suggestions and video ideas. I did this video, I think 5 months ago. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and it was so much fun to do. You guys are kind of savage, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the assumptions I'm like, do you really think that? But it's completely fine. That's what makes these fun. Before I get started, if you guys like videos like this, please make sure to give this one a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let's go ahead and dive on in. So there are seriously hundreds of assumptions here. I'm going to answer whichever ones I'm seeing pop up a lot that are being repeated, and then I'm also going to answer ones that stand out to me in no specific order. Also, in case you're wondering, I'm still in Kansas. This is my family's house. First assumption says, you want to move back to Kansas in the future. And I've actually seen this assumption a lot. And to be completely honest, I love my family from the bottom of my heart. Family means the world to me. However, I love Arizona. I love living in Arizona. I love the warm weather. I love the scenery. I love all the things that there is to do in Arizona. And I cannot picture myself moving back to Kansas at all. This person assumes that I am stubborn. She says, I mean this in the nicest way. You don't let people run all over you. Yes, I do think I'm extremely stubborn. So is my husband and so is my daughter. We are just a stubborn family. I think I have in the past let people walk all over me. I think as I've grown up a little bit, I have learned to stand my ground and not let that happen. But I do think in the past that's something I've struggled with, is letting others kind of take advantage of me. So I think as I've gotten older, I've learned to, what am I trying to say? As Demi would say from The Bachelor, I've learned to cut out the cancer. Any other Bachelor fans? No, but seriously though, I think as I've gotten older, any negativity in my life, I've learned to just let go. And it 100% makes me a happier and healthier person. This person assumes before YouTube, you were less high maintenance, LOL. Example, hair, nails, eyebrows, lashes. Not true at all, actually. I've always been kind of high maintenance, but that's fine. Actually, you know what? I don't really feel like I'm high maintenance. I enjoy physical appearances. Maybe that makes me high maintenance. I don't know. I actually did most of this prior to having a YouTube channel, minus the lash extensions, because I do get lash extensions and they really need to be filled right now, and this eye is like super full, so if they look a little off, they are. I'm in Kansas right now, so I can't go get a lash refill until I get back to Arizona. Sometimes you just lose more lashes in one eye than the other, so they're kind of like this one's really full. Anyways, as I was saying, I had hair extensions in college. My mom actually had hair extensions, and then she got me to get hair extensions. I'll put up a picture here with my extensions. I actually hated them. I had the micro bead extensions and they hurt when I slept. They were too high maintenance. I also used to get my nails done all the time. I worked retail for 6 years, and on my lunch breaks, I would go and get my nails done. That is just something I made a priority. And then once I had Scarlett, when you guys first started seeing me on YouTube, first of all, I was not putting any effort into my appearance. I was doing everything myself. Number one, because we had gone from a 2 household income to a 1 household income because I became a stay-at-home mom, so we didn't have extra money. And 2, because my priority was just on Scarlett and I did not take care of myself at all. I started doing my own hair. I didn't get my nails done. I didn't do anything for myself. And so when you guys first saw me on YouTube, I wasn't taking care of myself and I was very low maintenance. But prior to all of that, I was the same person I am now. When you become a mom, your priorities change, and especially when you go from having 2 incomes to 1 income, it becomes a little scary. And so for me, I cut out things that were unnecessary at the time, like getting my nails done, getting my hair done, and not putting any effort into myself. And now I understand how important that is to make myself a priority too, and I feel more human again, and I feel more like myself and more like I did when I was back in college. This person assumes that I want a boy for baby number 2, and yes, totally true. I would love to have a little boy for so many reasons. Number 1, because we have no boys in my family, and number 2, because Ty, he's the last of the Neiers, and so I'd love to carry on his Neier name. This assumption says that you want a large family and Ty doesn't want any more kids, but you are ready for more. And so, I mean, that's kind of true, kind of not. So preferably I want 2 kids. 2 kids is what I envision for my future and for my life. However, if Ty came to me, which I don't think he ever would because I don't think he wants more than 2 kids, but if he ever came to me and said, hey, I really want 4 kids or, you know, 5 kids, I would probably be like, really? Okay, let's do it. So that's just who I am. That's just how I am. I love kids, and I would probably be willing to have more kids if he wanted to. As far as me being ready to have more kids, I think I could quickly become ready at any time. However, I go through phases where I have extreme baby fever and I really want another baby, and then like right now, I'm kind of just fine waiting. And I just personally don't think there's any kind of rush to have children. I'm only 26. I feel like we still have plenty of time to have more kids. And so whenever it happens, it happens. But right now, there's other things that I'm focusing on. And so I'm kind of, and she's been a handful. So right now I'm kind of like, I'm okay waiting. I don't know, we'll see. Next time I do another Q&A, I'll probably say something different because my mind changes all the time. This person assumes that I am quiet and shy in person. I don't really consider myself to be a shy person. I feel like I do an accurate job portraying myself on YouTube as I am in real life. At least that's what my friends have said. Maybe they're just telling me that too, I don't know. This person assumes that I am not a crafty person. And that is actually not correct. I am a very crafty person. I have always been huge into art. In fact, I'll insert a clip here, but right above our mantle is a painting that I did in high school, and my parents have my paintings all over the house. I was really big into art and acrylic painting. I almost went to college for art, but I decided to go a different route. And I've always been a very visual person, and I would definitely consider myself to be crafty. This person assumes that I'm a very positive person, and yes, I am always the optimistic one of the group. I always look for the bright side of everything. This person assumes that I'm trying really hard to be like others on YouTube, and I don't really know if that's meant to be like a legit assumption or something super rude, but honestly I feel like I'm doing the complete opposite. Yes, I put out a lot of similar content that other YouTubers do as well, but that is just searchable content. I always say this, but my main goal on YouTube is to either inspire, uplift, or educate you all in some way through my videos. So for example, Scarlett had a doc band, she had hip dysplasia. My goal through all of those was not just to share videos, you know, saying woe is me, look at this crap we're going through, but to share videos that educate you guys and that help inspire other moms who are going through similar experiences and help let them know that they're not alone. So that is why I put content like that out there, was because there wasn't anything like that from what I saw, and I wanted to help others going through similar experiences. I know things like that would have helped me when I was going through all that with Scarlett, and so I wanted to be the one to provide content like that for others. Same with the adoption stuff that I've been going through. It has been amazing educating people on adult adoption. I would say 95% of people didn't even know it was a thing. I have had people message me saying that they're moving forward with an adult adoption and they were inspired to do this for their stepdad or their stepmom, and honestly that is like, oh, that is like the best feeling, knowing that what I'm trying to do is actually working. It's all because of you guys, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you. But back to the assumption, no, I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I feel like I've done a good job remaining humble and staying true to myself and staying true to who I am. This person assumes that I hide my feelings, and that is so true. However, in the past, I would say maybe year or two, I've really been trying to open up more to friends and to my husband about things that I'm going through, or family members, or just people in my life who actually care about me, and not trying to hold things in as much. I was doing some online counseling too through BetterHelp, and it's an amazing counseling service. You can do it from your home, and that was really helpful and really amazing. I can't recommend it enough. But honestly, it feels so much better to be open and honest about the way you're feeling than holding it in, and I think I finally started to realize that. This person assumes that I am not an outdoorsy kind of girl. That is so wrong, I think. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I get freaked out by bugs, I'm not gonna lie, like things that fly, wasps, bees, I hate them. but I love being outdoors. I love going hiking, which we haven't done forever, but we need to do it again now that Scarlett's getting older. I love hiking. I love fishing. This person assumes that I have a lot of patience, and yes, I definitely think I have a lot of patience. I think if you asked anybody in my family, they would say that they agree with that as well. I'm just naturally a patient person. This person assumes that I am an active person and I can't stand in one place and do nothing, and that is completely true. I have a really hard time just relaxing. Like, even my husband is like, Caitlyn, just relax tonight, just relax. And it's so hard for me. I'm trying to get better at it. This person assumes that I'm someone shy, but since starting YouTube, your confidence got a boost. I definitely think I have more confidence after starting YouTube because of you guys, honestly. You guys give me the confidence to keep moving forward, and knowing that what I'm doing is helping and inspiring you guys, that is a huge confidence booster right there. Some people may think it's the opposite because you do get trolls occasionally and people who like to tear you down on your appearance or something you did wrong or your parenting or something like that. And unfortunately that does happen, but thankfully there's so much boosting my confidence than there is like tearing it down. So because of all you amazing people who genuinely want to be here, I feel confident to continue putting out videos. This person assumes that I'm one of those people who can function on minimal sleep, and that is totally true. I do really well without sleep regardless. I'm not going to be grouchy. I'll be able to put a smile on my face and continue throughout the day. This person assumes that I've always been a good student, studied hard, and focused. I was one of those people in college who always did the bare minimum. Same with high school. I got good grades. I got like A's and B's for the most part. I don't think I ever failed a class in college. So I was a good student. I definitely was a good student, but I always used common sense and just did the bare minimum, like I said. Like, I did whatever was necessary just to get through that class. This person assumes that Ty and I do not fight. And I'm sorry, but if you come from a marriage and you guys don't fight, that is like a unicorn marriage, because I feel like every marriage is going to have its ups and downs. And this person assumes that my husband doesn't like to be on camera, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of true. Being on camera, he's shy. He doesn't really, I mean, he doesn't love it, and not everybody does, and that's okay. He's also not home a lot. He works a lot. He works a full-time job, and then he also runs a side business that keeps him busy as well. He's not around a lot of the times when I'm filming, to be like completely honest. That's part of it, but if he is home, you might see him in the background, but he's not going to be the kind of person who picks up the camera and starts vlogging or something. That's just not Ty at all, and I feel like a lot of people really think it bothers me because I'm reading some of these assumptions and there's people assuming that it bothers me, and to be honest, you guys, I don't care. I do not care that Ty does not pick up the camera and vlog. But also, I want to say, he doesn't hate YouTube. He actually likes YouTube a lot. He actually has his own YouTube channel, which it's a completely different channel than mine. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet because I don't know if he wants me to share it, but he actually has his own YouTube channel and he's actually created his own videos, and I've helped him with it. And so this person assumes that my husband doesn't care for my YouTube career, and that is completely false. He is the most supportive person, and I know you guys don't see that because you don't see him on camera a lot, but he is the most supportive person to me. He is the one who pushed me to start YouTube, actually. I remember sitting down at the kitchen table. Scarlett was just a couple months old, and I said, you know what? I really like YouTube. It'd be kind of fun to run my own channel. And he said, do it. He said, why not? Do it. And so literally that night I got online and ordered a camera. And honestly, I wouldn't have done that without his push to start a channel and his approval. My husband has always had a very why not kind of attitude, and a very, you know, if you want to make it work, then make it work, make it happen kind of attitude and outlook on life. And so I think that really helped and pushed me and inspired me to be where I'm at today. This person assumes that I have a daily routine that I stick to most of the time. That is totally true. I thrive off of routines. I thrive off of knowing like what my daily schedule is. I like to plan things out. I like to know what's coming up the next day. There's another assumption here saying that I'm super organized, and this is complicated. Let me explain this. I feel like I'm organized in certain aspects of my life, but when it comes to certain things, they're kind of a mess too at the same time. So for example, I am super organized when it comes to something that is visually appealing, so like my house, or my closet or my dresser drawers or something like that, yes, I'm organized. But when it comes to things such as money or documents or paperwork or I don't know, things like that that I could care less what they look like, I'm not organized. And that to me is just more of the visual need that I enjoy. I'm a very visual person, like I said. This person assumes that I wear the pants in Ty-Nye's relationship, and to be honest, I don't really think neither one of us wear the pants. I mean, in my perspective, when somebody wears the pants, that means that the other person does exactly what you want them to do. They are the ones that, you know, decide how money is spent and all of that. And I really just don't think that's neither Ty or I. I think we have a really good balance between each other in that sense. This person says that they assume that I am living my dream life. And yes, I'm so grateful for the life that I'm living right now and so grateful for where I'm at in life. The fact that I am able to do what I wanted to do, which is being a stay-at-home mom for my daughter, and I'm also able to do something that I enjoy doing personally, such as running a YouTube channel and doing photography and connecting with other moms and just being social. The fact that I get to do all of what I'm doing and also call it work and also make a profit from what I'm doing, it is just surreal to me. This person says, I assume you travel so much back to your home because your husband doesn't spend enough time with you. No, that is not true at all. Believe it or not, I miss my family and I like to see my family, but for the most part, when I come back to Kansas, I have some specific reason. So like this trip, the adoption, the trip before that, it was Christmas. The trip before that, I hadn't seen my family for 7 months because of Scarlett's surgery. So yeah, there's always a reason I come back, but it has nothing to do with the fact that Ty doesn't spend time with me. I'm the kind of person who doesn't rely on him at all. Like I don't want this to sound bad because I love my husband. I don't need to rely on him for any reason. And so I don't ever have to ask for his permission. Like it's not like that. Like we respect each other enough that it's not like that. And Ty encourages me to come back home as much as I can because number one, I have the opportunity to do that because I am a stay-at-home mom and I don't have a job where I have to report to anybody. So thankfully I have the ability to do that. The reason I come and visit my family so much and they don't come out to see me as much is because number one, my little sister's still in middle school and so it's hard for my parents to get away. And number two, both my parents work full-time jobs and they have to take vacation time in order to like take time off. This person assumes that I don't take crap from friends. So I don't really have any friends that I've ever had to take crap from. I've been lucky enough with the friends in my life. I have amazing friends actually, and I don't really have fallout with friends. Like my friends are my friends. Like I don't think I've ever really had issues with my friends. Person assumes that I was a cheerleader in high school and college, and yes, I cheered all throughout high school and then I did cheer in college as well. I went to Washburn in Topeka and cheered there for a year, and then I did not try out the second year because I was working so much and I just had different priorities and I did not want to continue doing it. This person assumes that I am on my phone or camera majority of the day. Let's just answer the camera one. I only vlog, if you guys notice. I only put 3 videos out a week, which is still a lot, but I typically only do like 2 vlogs for the most part and then 1 other video every week, and so that means I'm vlogging maybe 2 to 3 times a week tops. And so I definitely am not on my camera every single day. I think I would get burnt out if I did that. With my phone, yes, I am on my phone a lot. I really try to make it a priority to put it down when Scarlett's awake and just be on it before she wakes up in the morning, at nap time, and then bedtime. But realistically, I work from home. I work off of my phone, and some days are worse than others. Some days I have to get more things done. This person also assumes that I make basically minimum wage with YouTube, probably $30,000 a year. And so, okay, let me think about this. If you add up all of the hours that actually go into running a successful YouTube channel and Instagram account, yeah, you're probably making minimum wage because the amount of work you are doing per week is so many hours, to be honest. However, the one thing I will say about that is the work that I do, majority of the work that I do doesn't actually feel like work. And so it's a different kind of work than working a 8 to 5 job. I also have an assumption on here that assumes that I will go back to work once Scarlett goes to school. Let me just make this clear really fast because they kind of tie in together. So prior to being a stay-at-home mom, I went to college for psychology. I got a Bachelor of Arts in psychology, and then I started to work for a behavioral health agency here in Arizona, and I worked with kids with intensive behavioral health needs. I was a case manager. I worked there for 2 years. Amazing job, rewarding job, hard job, very, very hard job. Lots of sad situations, but I did it. There's not a lot of opportunity to move up and get raises and all of that, because number one, it's a nonprofit organization, and number two, you're not gonna move up unless you go back to school, to be honest, like to be completely honest. And that's not something I want to do. The job I'm doing now, working for myself on YouTube and Instagram, not only am I making more money than I was making working 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week for a behavioral health agency with a college degree. Not only am I making more money, but I'm also working for myself. There is more opportunity, more ways to grow, and I get to stay home with my daughter, most importantly, and I get to be there for everything. And so I don't have any plans to ever go back to an 8-to-5 job and work for somebody else. That just does not seem like anything I want to do ever. I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at today that is just not something I see for my future. However, you never know what the future holds. You never know where life's going to bring you. You know, YouTube could quit tomorrow, and thankfully I have that to fall back on. I truly feel like what I'm doing today is where I'm supposed to be, which sounds so corny, but it's so true. This person assumes that I have a big heart and really care about people, and that is completely true. I'm the kind of person who tries to make everybody feel comfortable in the room. If somebody feels uncomfortable, I can sense it and I feel guilty about it. I'm the kind of person who will go to bed at night and feel that guilt from that person being uncomfortable. Like, that is just the person that I am. This person assumes that I don't regret having Scarlett so young. It was 24, so I don't feel like that is super young. I mean, it is younger, mid-20s, but I don't feel like that's super young, but I definitely have no regrets. This person assumes that I always have high expectations and therefore I'm often let down, and that is so incredibly true. I always have high expectations for anything I do in my life. This person assumes that I'm short, and actually I feel like I'm pretty average. I am almost 5'7". This person assumes that I never raise my voice or yell at Scarlett or get stressed out, and that is so not true. I mean, I'm human too. I have breaking points. There are days where I am just exhausted. I mean, the whining, the crying, the fits, they get to you. Eventually they will get to you. And there are days when Ty comes home from work and I'm like, peace, I need a break. This person assumes that I'm an extrovert, and yes, I am definitely an extrovert. This person assumes that I have a tendency to be a perfectionist in any and all things. While I feel like that is true in some aspects of my life, I feel like for the most part I am not a perfectionist, and if you guys watch my vlogs, you probably know that. If something's not perfect, I own it, and I don't really care. I don't strive to be perfect. I don't really want to be perfect, to be honest. I think what I'm trying to say is whenever I'm doing something, I try to give it my all. I don't know if that comes off as being a perfectionist or not, but I feel like it's different. This person assumes that I actually hate leaving the house, and that is so not true. I actually hate staying in the house. I like being out and doing things. This person assumes, and I kind of already mentioned this, that you are independent and you don't need Ty's permission to do mostly anything, and that is completely true. Like I said, we trust each other. I mean, if I make a decision, he supports me. I mean, I don't think there's really ever been a time he doesn't support me, to be honest. This person assumes that I don't have to work out to stay slender, and while I do feel like I naturally stay thinner on the thinner side, I always stay active in some way, so I've never really not been active. Maybe I've gone a few months not doing anything. I personally enjoy eating healthy. That's actually something that like mentally makes me feel good, especially with working out. Like a lot of the times it's more of a mental thing for me. This person assumes that almost everything that I have is free for being an influencer, and that is actually like a really good assumption. So part of the job that I do is, yes, I do get sent a lot of free product. Like, it is a dream, honestly. Like, it is a dream job. However, I think that misconception when it comes to things that are being sent over for free is that there's always, especially like for me, I don't have a million followers. Like, I don't have a million subscribers. Whenever I get sent something, there is always a reason behind it. There's always like something I have to do because I'm getting this product or something. So what I'm saying is, I don't get free product just to get free product. There's always something that I have to do to work for it. This person assumes that I never binge on junk food, and that is so false. I'm telling you, I can get down on some chips and salsa at night, at bedtime. That's like my go-to, is chips and salsa. This person assumes that I don't test the products that I sponsor for very long before advertising them. You know what? That is kind of true depending on what it is. It really just depends on the sponsorship and who I'm working with. Sometimes people want me to share the product with you guys before I use it because they want me to share a first impression. So in that case, yeah, I'd be sharing it with you guys prior to using it. Sometimes people want me to use the product first and then share my actual opinion. So it really just depends on the sponsorship. It's work for me, you guys. Like, I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is work for me to take on a sponsorship. And so number one, I wouldn't take on a sponsorship if I wasn't excited about it. And number two, I wouldn't take on a sponsorship if I didn't think you guys would like it. This person assumes that you will be moving to a bigger home soon. And that's actually something Ty and I have been talking about. We do want to start looking for maybe something just in a little bit of a newer, younger neighborhood, because we're kind of in an older neighborhood. Not older, our house was built in 2006, I think. So it's not an old neighborhood, but our neighborhood is like, the people in our neighborhood are older. And I personally would love to be in a neighborhood with more amenities, like a pool and like more parks and stuff like that. There's so many newer neighborhoods in Gilbert because Gilbert is such a new community that I would love to get into something that just has younger families. So that is something we are considering, like really considering doing here in the next few months. This person assumes that I had Scarlett before you were married, and that is not true. We were married when Scarlett was born, but when we got pregnant, we were not. We were just dating. Quick little story time. So we actually got pregnant by accident in January of 2016. I was on birth control, but I did get pregnant, and we actually miscarried that baby. So that was devastating, absolutely devastating. After that, we were both kind of like, well, you know we want to be together. We were gonna have this baby before the miscarriage happened, and we just didn't really use protection and just said whatever happens, happens. We got pregnant with Scarlett, obviously, I think in April 2016. Well, I found out in April. Anyways, we knew we were gonna get married, but we got pregnant anyways. And then we got married when I was pregnant. It was like 15 weeks pregnant maybe, and we went on our honeymoon to Hawaii, went to Maui, and then we had Scarlett in December of 2016. This person assumes that I cannot leave the house without makeup, and that is totally not true. Even before I had my eyebrows microbladed and my eyelash extensions, I would still leave the house without makeup. I'm definitely not insecure when it comes to not having makeup on. I really could care less. Okay guys, that is enough assumptions for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe I'll make a part 2 to this as well. I love doing these videos. I need to do them more regularly because I feel like they're super interesting and they're fun for me to make, and I love just sitting down and like chatting with you guys. I feel like these are a more fun type of Q&A, but I do want to do a Q&A too. So stay tuned for February. I will do an updated Q&A as well. But if you guys are not following me over on Instagram, go give me a follow because that is where I interact with you guys a lot. And if I'm trying to get assumptions or questions for a Q&A or something, that is where I ask for that feedback. So I would love for you guys to go follow me over there. I'll leave my handle right down here below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.